Right, Pete, Gary's mentioned you a few times recently. You know, it's been a busy summer. I think there's 13, 14 players already signed on, a couple more still to come. So can you just talk me through what your role's been this summer and how it's been, you know, basically rebuilding it completely from scratch almost?
Yeah, we've done it before. I've always worked for Gal. When everyone went on holiday, I didn't, and I stayed around just trying to. I know Gary likes everyone in from day one almost, so that he can work with them, and it's worked pretty much. So, you know, that is really what's happened. So I was really busy in the summer, meeting agents, meeting players, and it's all come together. We've just got it all done in time. We might need, you know, one, maybe two more, but we do know we've got a big squad now, and probably need one or two out to bring one or two in. But I was a bit concerned, you know, that 2/3 of the season is going to be played before Christmas. So if you're going to be, you know, with a big squad, it probably needs to be early rather than later. So yeah, so it's been a real busy summer, getting all them players in. And now even now I've wrote my list for the players to be looking at come January if we look like we're going to be going up or something like that. So I've already got my list of them ready. So it's about keeping ahead of the game if you can, and it's a bit easier for me because I've just got no red tape to get through, just a straight line to go after every game. You know, sometimes we can get a player by half time. I've already rung him. He said, "Yeah, let's do it." Speak with his agent, blah, and we've done it, which is nice when you're sitting amongst 10 other scouts, and I know they've got to make 4 or 5 phone calls, go through some red tape to get it done, whereas I haven't.
Yeah, obviously you know exactly how Gary works, and you know exactly how you work, and you've had success at previous clubs. So how does it work? You spot a player, literally go straight to Gary, tell him you think he's worth a look.
He's too busy getting all the players sorted for games, so he's not going to get a lot of chance to see players. So he trusts me. Now that's a brotherly thing as well, I suppose, and it's worked in the past. We've been successful. So listen, I'd like £1 for every time he says, "Are you sure about this one?" So, but I'll live with that. And you know, 9 times out of 10, maybe 9.5 times out of 10. We seem to get it right with the players. Yeah.
Have you ever brought this many in one close season before?
Yeah. I think we've done that at Yeovil before. I brought, you know, a dozen in. It's not uncommon. It'd be nice to have a season where we only got to find 1 or 2 or 3. That'd be lovely to get promoted with these, and then only have to find 3 or 4 to add to that. That would be easy. Happy days. That one.
Yeah, you've picked up players from the trial game. You know, some of them have been given a chance. Other players, obviously, Football League experience. Some know the conference well. Do you think you've got a good balance of youth and experience?
I think we have. I think we've got a bit of everything. You know, we got height, we got little hands, low centre of gravity. We got pace. We got experience. I think we really have got everything. As an 11 now, whether we've got a 15, 16 yet. If we could keep the same 11, 12, 13 on the pitch, we'd have a great chance. So, just in the back of our minds at the minute, and you know you're restrained by budgets, just be happier with maybe 1 or 2. Yeah, we know who we want. I certainly know who we would like, but you have to work within perimeters. We know that. But again, I'll just reiterate that 2/3 of the season by Christmas. Now we can adjust. If we look like being over budget, we can adjust that at Christmas. You know, we've got loans and things. You know, maybe you wouldn't need them then, but then maybe you're flying high, and you keep them. And you know, it's about whether you can afford not to do it rather than whether you can afford to do it at times. And I'm sure one of ours will sell for 100 grand, one of these little stars eventually, and it'll all be hunky dory.
I know the board don't mind being pushed, do they? They like. I mean, I know they've set a budget, but they're always willing to listen, aren't they? If Gary really likes a player, they almost want to try to persuade them to stretch it a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it's horrible to let a good one go, isn't it? If you've got one in mind and he wants to come to you, listen, they're not asking the earth, any of these lads. So I think the board have been really fair, and I think if they're excited by a player, everyone's going to do their utmost to keep them if we can.
Yeah, I know how pleased he was after the Cardiff game with the way the friendlies have gone overall. Some really good encouraging performances. So you're quite pleased with the way it's coming together, considering the starting 11 today will be all new players, won't they?
Yeah. So they've gelled really quickly. Having said that, they've been together, like I say, from day one, which we try and do, and that's why I work so hard early in the summer, because I think that's really important. And I'm listening to teams like Forest Green sort of saying that they're not sure what their side is yet. They've got a player for each position, 2 players for each position. But no, tactics haven't been sorted yet and all that. And I'd rather be down the road that we're down, for sure.
Yeah, just tell me a bit about your background then, Pete, because you've been involved with management at non-league clubs, haven't you?
Yeah.
How did it go with that?
This is a long way. How long's your video? I'm managed at non-league at Molesey, different player, Dulwich Hamley. But invariably, I've stayed with Gal probably 80% of the time. I was at Fulham with Kevin Keegan under him there, had a good time there. Set up the academy at Woking and went up to coach first team at Woking when those conference and that. Went to Latvia for 2 years, done the under-18s in Latvia. Gary then told me that he was coming back to England to manage Yeovil, which I couldn't believe it. I was loving it Latvia. I was just going to become the under-21s manager when we decided to come back. But then we went to Yeovil and that was fantastic. And that led to Bristol City, where I went and was his chief scout for 5 years there. And we had great success there. So I've pretty much stuck with him. Might have had a few different opportunities this year, but I feel I owe it to him to stick with him. And it was going to be a hard conference, like money and all that stuff, so he's still got to pay the mortgage, but he's done great for me and he always looks after me, so I feel I have to try and do my best for him as well.
Yeah, and you're here watching today, Pete. Well, obviously you spend most of your time watching games left, right and centre, don't you? You must take a lot of games in.
Yeah, I do all the under-21 stuff. I don't, there's nothing I don't know in the under-21, certainly down south anyway, although the northern clubs do come down. Hence, some of the players that we've got here, like Jack Bartram, Jack Mullins, Dylan, Billy Walters, but that was through the first team rather than. So I watch all that stuff, watch a lot of, I'm watching everything, 6-7 games a week, well, probably 6. And then it's just all the footage and all that stuff that takes hours and hours, and that can be horrible, sitting in front of the computer at home and watching a game after game. So that's quite tiring. But yeah, I covered a lot. I've been doing it for a lot of years now, so it's sort of all come together, and it's probably only the new ones that are coming through that I've got to keep an eye on.
Yeah, brilliant, Pete. Thanks a lot for the chat. Cheers. Thank you.